What is good, everybody? What's good, JB?
How's it going, my guy? Let's get this money this week.
This is probably the first ever UFC breakdown card where I'm sweating PFL at the same time. You got any action right now?
Yeah, I had 2.4 units on my guy Babley. It was a close one, bro, but I'm happy you got the win. My guy had Nascimento. He's got some parlays riding, so let's root for my boy while he's got these bets in.
Bro, so I put in a 5-leg money line parlay, which I rarely do that at the UFC, and 2 of the legs are void because of the switch up on the fights. So Kali just won, but the crazy thing is I have Kali money line in my parlay, but it's against a different fighter, right? So it's void. But I have Nascimento money line. What's the other void fight? Xavier?
Yeah, it was the first fight with Xavier. I thought he was live too.
So I have 3 legs basically. I'm 1 down. I have Oleg, Valentin, and Rodrigo. Rodrigo Nascimento just won. So I have 2 legs left. So we'll see what fucking happens. And then I have 2 others, 2 other PFL lays. Dude, I went to the counter to put it in. I bet 1,000 to win $35K. And they limited it to $415 because it was PFL. So I put the parlay in at 400, and then I bet the same thing again. But the last fight, I just took the under instead of a fighter by finish. So fucking maybe it'll be a blessing in disguise.
Let's get it, bro.
An odd money line. Dude, he's minus 750 though.
Yeah, I hate PFL when they do that, bro. They just switch the fights last second.
Yeah, 100%. We're going to let some people jump in here. Boys, we're live on YouTube, my X, Facebook, pretty much everywhere. We got about 400 live viewers right now. Let's run up a good show. I know you guys are watching PFL, but let's multitask, break down this card. We'll get it started here with the first fight of the night. Juliana Miller versus Petrovic. What do you think about this one, bro?
Yeah, I'm confident in this one. Oddly confident in this one. I think Juliana Miller is a live underdog. I don't think her striking is great technique-wise. It's not really good. I don't think Petrovic is some world beater, though. She's probably the better striker on the feet, but I don't think she's just going to knock out Juliana Miller like Santos did. I think Petrovic tries to get fights to the ground, and then she is decent there, but I think Juliana Miller's pedigree of jiu-jitsu is enough to possibly get a sub here. I think off of her back, possibly she could even get takedowns and get on top, because Nali Yang was able to get takedowns on this girl, Petrovic.
She's up there in the 3rd round, though, right? I think it was the 3rd round.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't that impressive, on Nali Yang?
Nali Yang sucks, man, in my opinion, and maybe Juliana Miller does too, but I think her jiu-jitsu pedigree is just a little bit higher. She's able to create angles on these arm bars. She averages 1.8 subs per 15 minutes. Veronica Hardy, for what it's worth, came back way better in that spot. She wasn't the fighter she used to be there. That was 1-4 in the UFC, struggling to get by, concussion issues. She went to Renzo Gracie, New York, and trained that jiu-jitsu. So, yeah, it's hard to get her. Juliana Miller training with Richie Martinez, the boogeyman, if you guys know him, he's like an OG of the game. So I think she's going to be attacking subs here. And if this fight gets to the ground, I just think it's greasy WMMA. Give me Miller by sub here.
Yeah, what's that prop? Did you already get it in, or are you just eyeing it up? Because the number was decent when I last saw it.
I bet it, but it went down a little bit. It's plus 700 right now. I still think that's some good money because
that's a great number. I feel like
Petrovic been taken down before. Nali Yang's not some offensive wrestler, guys. She's a jiu-jitsu girl who plays off her back like Juliana Miller. Yeah. So this is greasy just WMMA for me. I don't understand the Petrovic love. Can she win? Yeah, dude. Like Juliana Miller, not the greatest striking, not the greatest process sometimes, but I think she could.
Yeah, 100%. Let me see what is in Florida right now. Do you remember last year when there was that span of cards where like the first fight of the night was a sub like every day or every card?
Bro, let's just look at the last few cards. It's all been women's MMA fights. Everybody takes the over, and some bullshit happens.
I had the sub in the UFC Miami prelim fight. Who was it? What's her name?
Cornell?
Bro, I love her. She's one of my favorite MMA fighters. I've made a lot of money. That sub was so mispriced, bro. All right, let's see what this is right now.
Yeah. Petrovic's physical, man. Like, she could just, bully her way out of submissions, stuff them. Juliana Miller's been out for 3 years. I don't want to make this sound like it's the mortal lock, right? But giving me plus 700.
Vic's plus 500 by sub, and Juliana's plus 700 by sub. Either fighter to win by sub plus 275.
I think Ace makes a good point in the comments too. Miller had 3 surgeries over the last 3 years.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
Yeah, the heel. Bro, I don't know if you have access to MGM, but ever since I hit that heel hook on what's his name? Fucking blanking out now.
Dontel.
Walker. Yeah, no, Walker. Johnny Walker's brother. Damn, I just blanked out.
Walter, dude.
Walter, thank you. God damn, dude, I'm like out of it today. I hit that heel hook, bro. I don't know what it is. Like, it's probably just a coincidence, but like the value on exact submissions on MGM have been atrocious. Like a fighter by sub on FanDuel will be like 9-1, and then an exact guillotine will be 11-1 on MGM or some bullshit. Like the exact sub props will be almost identical to the regular sub on like a better priced book. It's just been so bad, dude. I stopped betting.
Yeah. Well, I think it's mainly like they put guillotine and rear naked choke as the top 2 every fight because they're the most common ones.
If even with those 2 as the most common, the number shouldn't be plus 100 or plus 200 better than the actual just sub prop. Like, it's just ridiculous. So, all right, we got Lucrative in the chat. What's good, bro? Ivana by finish. Do I have a 6-pack on my shoulders, bro? No, I'm just fat right now, bro. I'm just fat. All right, Thomas Peterson, Dontel Mays. I've lost some coin on Dontel, so I'm interested to hear your opinion on this fight because I can never get a good read on him.
Well, you made some coin on Dontel, bro. You had a 50-1 on him.
Against him, but I've lost coin back to him is what I meant.
Yeah.
When I faded him, it was against the Arlovsky fight, and he fucking.
Oh Lord!
Like, come on.
Oh Lord!
Yeah, so like I've been up and down extremes with Dontel. Complete whiffs or big wins against him has been how I've done with Dontel Mays fights. So
I like it, man. I took some unders in this spot. In all honesty, I think either Dontel knocks him out on the feet. Peterson got knocked out a few months ago. His striking is not the best, but I think he's going to be able to take Dontel down. I think he's going to be able to get on top, and I think he's probably going to be able to finish Mays. Honestly, I think he can get either method of victory here. And since we faded this guy by submission last time, Matty Bets, right?
Yeah.
We had an exact submission. I'm going to call right now. Let's see if they got it up. I don't see it yet. I'm going to go key lock / Americana for my guy Thomas Peterson. It's going to be probably like plus 5,000 when it comes out on BetMGM.
Oh, you're looking at his Contender Series win.
Yeah, that's the only sub he got is a key lock, bro. And Dontel Mays sucks. He absolutely sucks. If this guy grabs a hook, he's going to quit.
With that heel hook, I never expected it to be that easy, bro. Like, he added no resistance to the takedowns. I mean, maybe that's just a testament to how good Walter Walker has gotten with it. I mean, bro, I was with Walter Walker at the club. That's a big boy, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He's like Johnny Walker's a big boy, but Walter is a big boy. Like, he's thicker. He's a big motherfucker. He got him down so easily and made it look so simple. I like Thomas Peterson here as well. I think he's a rightful favorite. I actually think he's kind of inexpensive at minus 265. Like, I just don't believe in Dontel Mays whatsoever here. 11-8 professionally, 3 losses by submissions, 2 straight losses. Rodrigo Nascimento, who just won in the PFL 10 minutes ago, beat Dontel Mays by decision. I just don't believe in him, bro. I think the Andre Arlovsky fight was an anomaly. Like, that was just a weird fucking one-off. I know Arlovsky was at the end, but I still don't think even out of his prime Arlovsky, I think still beats Dontel most times, like 8 out of 10 at least. Like, I just think that was a one-off weird outcome in my opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, dude, he's got power on the feet. I just think he kind of sucks. And when you take him down, he can really look bad. And he's really slow, too, on the feet. I think Peterson's going to be able to read those shots, time it, get the takedowns. I think he's going to rinse and repeat. And I think eventually Mays is just going to give up. And that's why I think he gets the finish here, man. I don't know if it's KO or sub. Not really willing to choose. That's why I just took the under in this spot.
Is the inside the distance like around even money? What does that look like?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, no, plus 220.
Probably better than that, I was going to say.
Holy shit. I love that. Plus 220.
I would take a sprinkle on that if you want in a parlay. I don't mind it.
Yeah. So Peterson by knockout plus 375. Submission is plus 700. I got to be honest. That submission is attractive.
I wish there was a little bit better number. That's why I like the key lock at the crazy number, because he could sub him probably anyway. But dude, like honestly, I don't know if he's gonna really like key lock at 50 to 1. I would take, bro.
Yeah. Did he get any takedowns on Muhammad Usman? I don't think he did.
Oh, I thought he did. He won the fight easily.
Yeah, I mean, bro, if you can take down that motherfucker, 2 takedowns against Muhammad Usman, he has that key lock sub. I think you got to roll the dice on the sub here against Dontel. And also, do you think if Dontel gets in trouble on the ground, do you really think he's going to battle through adversity? Because I just don't see it. You know, I actually really like that sub prop. I think it's a great number. There we go.
Back to bro. That's it right there. Miller sub, fucking Peterson sub, and we go to the bank, baby.
OnlyFans models are 0-8 this year. That is an insane statistic. The PFL up next, Carl Williams versus Oleg. What do I have? I have the money line, I think, on the favorite here. Fuck. All right. Let's move on from this fight. I think we can agree Peterson inside the distance, maybe a sprinkle on the sub. What you got in this one, bro?
Method's going to be kind of hard for me to pick here, but I think I'm on the Quang Bang Lee side, dude. I think he's got grappling upside here a lot. I think Gaston Bolanos is pretty poor on the ground. I think his striking is overrated. I think Quang can compete with him on the feet as long as he checks low kicks. I do think he is susceptible to them, but that's about the upside I give for Bolanos unless he lands a big shot. But I think the wrestling is going to mix the martial art. Like Quang is just going to mix the martial arts enough to where the striking, I think, is going to even out. And I've seen Gaston get cooked by Marcus McGee. I know Marcus McGee is really good, but he got cooked by him. And then he got face planted by Romeus. Romeus was getting the spots on him where he would be in dominant positions and just do the dumbest shit and let this guy Gaston Bolanos off. I think my guy Quang Lee is not going to do that. I think he's going to be able to get to the back. And I think Quang Lee could even get a fucking sub, bro. Back-to-back subs, bro.
Lots of sub opportunities early, it sounds like. I'll tell
you
you
what, this guy's been sub 2 times in the career. He had a guy on his back who doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. And I think the sub is live, bro. But I think all methods are live here, but the sub's a crazy number, bro.
I mean, going from Marcus McGee to Cortavius is like just night and day, but he didn't look good in either fight. You know, I think it's dog or pass here.
I think I'm with you, bro. I think Gaston Bolanos, if he doesn't get the KO, I don't think he covers.
I agree. Plus 115 is the number on the dog here. Lee by decision plus 300, KO plus 550, submission plus 750. I can see a decision win here from the underdog here. I kind of eyeing that up here on this. It probably won't make the cycle, but I'm eyeing it up.
I'm with you on that, dude. I think that's his most likely method of victory too.
Yeah.
He just out grapples him, gets him in these positions, outstrikes him on the feet.
Right. Maybe a volume affair from both sides.
Has Gaston lost the decision though? Let me go back and look.
So Lee's 3-1 when it hits the scorecards.
Yeah, pretty solid. But he's lost the decision, so it's possible.
Yeah, 2-1. And he's losing decisions in Bellator. And he got guillotined in Bellator. He got choked out a couple times in Bellator, bro. I would be scared of the sub prop, truthfully, if I'm on that decision. Maybe a double chance on the underdog sub decision. Double chance could be a solid number. That's probably
dude, I was talking yesterday with my guy Liam, and I don't trust this guy Bolanos' chin. I know not a lot of people talked about it, but he got knocked out by McGee, and then Romeus, they didn't count it as a knockdown, but he definitely got dropped.
Interesting. All right, let's move on. I don't want to spend too much time on this fight.
Yeah.
This fight, I'm dying to get your fucking insight, bro. I know we texted a little bit back and forth earlier today, but I'm very torn on this fight. Marina Rodriguez, not easy to put away. Jillian Robertson, more or less like entering her prime. Like she trains at Boca Boxing here, about 10 minutes from where I live. one of my boxing coaches literally has been like sharpening her tools. She's getting better every single fight in striking. She's still not a striker, let's be honest, but she's getting more competent there. The problem with Jillian is I know she like set the record for finishes or subs or whatever it is for this division, but whenever she steps up in competition, I just never know if I can trust her to get the finish on the ground. You know, Marina Rodriguez, yes, she can get taken down easily, but can you put her away on the ground? I can never trust Jillian. And the Polyana Viana finish hasn't aged that great because everyone's putting Polyana away, and Polyana just got put away in the first round, and it took Jillian even longer, you know. And it's like as soon as Jillian steps up against good competition, like if this goes to the scorecards, there's a world where Marina wins 29-28, you know, just doing more damage on the feet. The question is, can she get up off of the takedowns and then piece her up on the feet? The decision number is way bigger on the dog here, so it's like very tempting for me to take a stab at it. This was a fight I was actually eyeing up for the decision leg in the cycle, but there's a lot to look at, right? Who's going to actually win the decision for one, and two, is Jillian going to finish it if it's on the ground? So it's very tough here. What are your thoughts?
I think Jillian Robertson's going to fuck her up, bro. I think she's going to take her down. I think Marina Rodriguez gets bailed out in a lot of these fights. Like, you know, Robertson might not have the best wrestling, but she's crafty and her striking's good. It's getting better, like you said, enough to where I think she gets inside. You know, if Marina doesn't knock her out, I think Jillian's going to get a takedown here. She's been taken down in literally every single fight but one of her fights. Jillian Robertson gets takedowns. I think Marina's going to wind up on her back. I think Jillian's going to do what she does. She does not give any space here. She doesn't give any space on the mat. And Marina Rodriguez, when you watch the fight versus Yasmin Lucindo in the second round, Yasmin Lucindo, the ref stands it up because there's no activity. At the end of the day, Jillian Robertson's going to be active. That's never going to happen. The ref is not standing it up. In the third round, Lucindo gets her to the mount, and she sticks her chin in her eye socket, bro. And the ref stands it up. Jillian's not sticking a chin in her eye socket. She's going to stick her elbow in her eye socket, and then she might finish her either which way or a dominant decision. I like Jillian round 3 decision. I like Jillian 2-3. I think she could get it done.
Yeah, the part that scares me is like some of Marina's performances, like went the distance with Lucindo. That's not the end of the world, right? Because then Lucindo looked terrible in her last fight, which cost me $100,000, by the way, last leg of the cycle. The Andrade fight, she goes the distance. The Verna fight, she goes the distance. But part of me is like, if Verna and Andrade aren't putting her away, am I going to really trust Jillian Robertson to put her away? I know styles make fights, so it could be different. But, like, I mean, who do you think's more dangerous, Verna or Jillian, just in general? I know Jillian has.
I think Jillian's fucking nasty, bro.
Yeah.
She's good with the ground and pound. People give Pinero shit, but she's got some jiu-jitsu pedigree. I don't think Marina, like, once she gets it to the ground, what's Marina going to do?
Yeah. I mean, Marina, she's only been finished once in the UFC, and she made it all round 3, and that was Amanda Lemos.
Yeah, I can't guarantee you it's a finish, bro, but I just think, you know, Jillian's probably going to fuck her up. I think it is a finish. Late finish, though.
Yeah. I'm leaning Jillian decision with control time here. I think that's going to be my final answer.
If you can get the round 3 decision at a close number, I would look at that.
Yeah, I'm talking for the cycle, though.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I want to do it, but, I mean, is the number even good enough? Let's take a look.
You're talking about Jillian.
Jillian decision is plus 110. That's the most likely outcome. I think it hits, though. I really do think it hits. I think her is good enough now where, like, it's not going to be a total mismatch on the feet. Like, yes, she's going to be at a disadvantage for sure. Yeah. But I think she can do enough to set up the takedowns and then win minutes.
Yeah. So you think Marina's good enough to survive? That's where I'm like, I don't know, bro. She's 37 years old. Jillian's a problem, bro. You know.
This could be a breakout performance for sure for Jillian. Like, it's set up. It's honestly set up like that, where, like, she's 29. She's dialed in. Marina's on her way out. I think she said it's her last fight. If someone told me, I might be mistaken.
Oh, if that's the case, dude. Fucking look at Jillian ITD.
That's her.
I mean, it's coming close, though. It's not coming close for one girl, and it's coming close for the other girl. There's no doubt about that. So,
yeah. I think I got to stick with my gut here.
That's fair.
I'm going to go Jillian decision.
It's WMMA.
The other thing with Jillian is every time you bet her sub or KO, it goes the opposite way. It's either ground. So, it's really hard to bet her methods. I agree. Yeah, no, it is tough. All All right, let's move on here. A 4-1 favorite versus Ryan Loder. Who do you like in this matchup? Because I was this close to putting this one in the cycle, but I backed off of it.
I don't know, bro. I don't really have a really hard read on this fight. I think Bekoev could KO him in the first round. Loder's going to have to wrestle, but I think Loder's striking kind of sucks, bro. So I would not be shocked if Bekoev hurt him in the first round, put him away early before this fight could get started and the wrestling gets going. But I have to do a little bit more research on this one. I feel like I maybe talk to a few different people to see where my head's at. I'm not really feeling any bets on this one.
Yeah, I was looking at that round 1 prop as well.
Bekoev? Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. But I think if he doesn't get it in round 1, then I think the fight gets tricky. I didn't like his what was it, a split decision win in was it an LFA? Who was that? Against Dylan Buka.
That was a while ago though, bro,
2023, but yeah, I mean it was, June 2023, so it wasn't years ago, but it obviously improved a lot since then for sure.
You're right.
But he got two KO finishes since then, both in 2024, 2025. The Zachary Reese one I think is somewhat impressive. I actually think somewhat highly of Reese. I don't think he's a world beater, but I think he's okay. I think he's solid. I like Bekoev KO here, round 1, but it's a tough fight. What does that pay?
Like plus 650, plus 750. A little lunch money,
The KO in round 1 or just round 1?
I think it's KO 1.
Yeah, I like that. I don't think it's up yet for me here in Florida on round 1 KO. Or no, it is probably under parlays. Hold on. Let's take a look here. Winning round and method. Bekoev round 1 KO 7-1. I think I'm sprinkling.
I don't hate it, bro. I really don't. I don't think Loder striking is that good, bro. From the limited film I watched on this one, I did not like what I saw from Loder on.
By the way, I don't know. This was last year at the Circa. I had a 3-leg round 1 parlay. Do you remember this? And I had the last leg was Robert Valentin round 1 against.
That's a heartbreak, bro.
He had 2 submission opportunities in the first round. Had his back completely, rear naked choke sunk in. Ryan, I think he got hurt. I think he came out later. He was hurt or something. And then Loder survived and finished him in round 2. But if Valentin would have finished that choke against Loder, I would have hit a nice 3-legger. It was three fighters all to win in round 1. No specific outcome, just round 1 finish.
Yeah,
I was fucking heated, bro. That's crazy. There's 2 fights that exact thing happened to me on this exact card. The Jillian Robertson one, I had 3 submission props. Jillian was the last one against Polyana. And then this fight, Loder was the last one on the 3rd leg. That's crazy.
That was last year, 297. I remember that one.
Yeah, just a number. I probably had like 7 or 8 lays last year that came down to that last leg. And
last leg, bro. Every time, dude. It's last year was rough too, dude.
Every time, bro. I think chat likes the KO as well.
Yeah.
Pound and pound, Zach against Zachary Reese.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Miesha Tate here, 38 years old. I think she's the right side, bro. What do you think?
This is a greasy WMMA fight, bro. Like, her only win in the last years is Julia Avila. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, from what I see from Yana Santos, I don't like her takedown defense. I think she's probably going to get put on her back here. And I think Miesha could win a dominant decision or win in the later rounds. Same thing I think about Jillian Robertson.
Yeah. I had a buddy tell me that even though this is Miesha's, it's a retirement fight, right? Or yeah.
No, definitely not. She's talking about going for the title. So
someone tell me so. Okay, so actually that's right, because that's the whole reason she said this. So apparently she said she's not looking to put on some BS performance. Like, she's going in there and getting her out of there, which pretty much takedowns and finish her on the ground, in my opinion, is what that means. I was looking at that Miesha Tate sub prop. What's it at right now in Florida?
Yeah.
Dude, there's 5 fights now we've talked about that all have sub options that we like. Decent.
I actually took a little sprinkle here. You're gonna hate me here. I took the ground and pound KO rounds 2 or 3. Really? I think she gets it done late with the ground and pound, bro.
Yeah. Maybe just round 2, 3 finish is the best option.
That's a fair one. I honestly think that's probably the way to play it.
Miesha round 2, plus 1300, round 3 plus.
That way you're not fucking hating yourself if she punches her out. You know what I'm saying? And you're not hating yourself if she gets the sub and you take the KO. Then you're gonna be really upset.
You can get Misha by finish at plus 425.
Yeah,
not bad.
I was gonna say, dude, what if she just takes her down in the first round in subs?
Yeah.
Or,
I think I might be on that.
A plus 425 is a great number, bro. Compared to the sub, I think that's a better option.
Yeah, KOs plus 1300, subs plus 650.
I would say the one thing that worries me a little bit is everybody and their moms on Misha Tate, but like at the end of the day, bro, it's a fight. Like
I worry more about that in the sport of football, basketball.
Right. A fight's a fight at the end of the day.
You can ignore all the bullshit in this sport, the better. Like, trust your tape study, trust your reads, make sure the math checks out, and just fucking go for it. Like, we see every time the closing line value always fucks you. Like, it goes in one direction. You're like, oh, and then you're like, I got great CLV on this fight, and then it always screws you. Like, it's always opposite of that. It's crazy. I'm going Misha Tate inside the distance. I'm actually getting a weird feeling compared to that Jocelyn Edwards fight. As soon as you said round 1, like, I think a lot of people tried to get that Jocelyn Edwards fight round 2, 3, like tire her out, beat her up a little bit, and she just comes out and kills the girl in round 1. I don't think anyone had that round 1 in that fight. That would have paid a fortune.
Yeah, I had the KO. You can't get too cute, though.
You did have the KO. What did that pay?
It was like plus 1100, bro.
That's nasty. That's
the
similar.
only thing I worry about is Julia Avila kind of sucks, bro, and she didn't. Cavalcanti didn't finish. Cavalcanti didn't finish her either. Yeah, so I don't know, bro. But
her back foot, bro, she's good, but like she's not seeking that finish.
Right.
Like she really she doesn't ever look for it. She just wants to win fights.
Yeah, exactly. But Misha, she's dirty. I was watching her fight versus Avila. She's pinching her nose. She's like digging her freaking hand into her face. She's mean.
Who did you say Cavalcanti? Oh, against yeah.
Yeah. I was just saying, like, Julia Avila is not the best level of competition, so I could just see like a Tate decision. Also, is my point.
Fair.
But I like the finish number compared to that. Like, way better.
We'll inside the distance on this one and see what we can do. We're in a new era of women's MMA in 2025 with crazy amounts of finishes, bro. There's been so many
Santos is trash, bro. I'll be honest with you. I don't like her.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Boys and girls, check out our guy, Homa Fight's own Hey Jive Picks. We'll put the link in the video. The level of consistency from this man, 3 years in a row, crushing the books, DFS and sports books. If you sign up right now, you can actually get the rest of the PFL card and this Saturday's card for free going into next week. Go check that out. Code Iowa. Jake, if you can put that in the comments, and you guys can check that out on Twitter, Homa Fight Picks on Instagram, or anywhere on any of our social media channels. Go get those picks for free this weekend. Let's dive into this one. I can't wait to hear your opinion on this one, bro. I've convinced myself that Jeremy Stephens by knockout must be the trap of the century because the books are not budging. They're giving you 9-1, 10-1 plus on this man by KO. I know he's 38. I know he loses every time he fights in MMA, but it's hard to ignore what this guy does on the feet. And mentally, I think he's just in another universe than he used to be. Like, this guy is like, fuck the world type mentality, right? He's like, it's funny, Moicano and I talked about this on the podcast. I think Steven said, what did he say? Nobody hits you up when you lose, right? Like, no one cares. Or Moicano was like, my dad didn't even call me when I lost to Islam. That's what he said. So it's like your whole inner circle, family, friends. Like, Jeremy Stephens is so dialed right now. He's like, fuck every person in the world. He's like, I'm doing this shit for me. I'm betting on myself. He doesn't do any long-term deals in combat sports. He keeps taking these 1 and 2 fight deals. He bets on himself over and over again. If he comes out as a 4-1 dog here and puts a crazy highlight out, his stock is going through the roof, even at 38 years old. The last 2 days, I'm looking at that 10-1 KO prop, and I'm like, this has to be the trap of the century because I want to fire on it every time I look at it. On the flip side, Mason Jones is 4-1 to get a submission. Is this fight as simple as Mason Jones is going to take down the brawler and Jeremy Stephens and just put him away? Or what do you think about this fight? And chat, I want you guys to tune in here on the comments.
We faded what's his name? our guy Robert Whitaker by sub. Remember that cycle that we cashed? The Robert Whitaker, easy money. I think this could be a similar situation, bro, where we go back and we look and we say, man, it was just that easy, bro. Mason Jones should be able to take this guy to the ground. Mateus Gamrot was able to sub him. Mateus Gamrot's not subbing anybody else.
That's a great fucking point, bro. That's a great point. I'm so glad you said that.
Not just that, bro. My guy, my guy been in bare knuckle boxing. Like, who is he training grappling? I highly doubt it.
Yeah,
I highly doubt it. So Mason Jones got to know that. He's got to know that he's at risk of getting hit on the feet here, and especially if Stevens cracks him, I think he's going to start grappling right away, and I think he's just going to end the fight.
Jeremy Stevens, 5 losses by submission. His last MMA fight was in the PFL 2022. Is that accurate? So he's had
to go back and look.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 great boxing or BKFC fights. He hasn't fought MMA in over 3 years, or almost 3 years, since November of 2022. And guess what? That fight he got arm triangled. And then guess what? 3 fights before that he got Kimura'd by Gamrot, which you nailed it. Gamrot is a control grappler. Like, he will beat you by decision. He'll get dominant positions, land some flurries. He does not seek these submissions, bro. And he got an easy Kimura in round 1 against Jeremy Stevens. I don't think Mason Jones is going to even look to scrap, bro. He's coming off some time off as well, though, right, from the sport, from MMA.
He's been in Cage Warriors stacking up wins.
Yeah. July 20th.
He's still at 29 years old. Actually, this dude signed a 1-fight deal, bro. He's gonna go out there. He's gonna get taken down. He's gonna tap. He's gonna say, "Oh, boo-hoo." They're gonna run him some fucking tape, and everybody's gonna say, "We love you, Jeremy Stevens, but thank you for that cycle."
My question is, let's say he does get the takedowns, which we suspect. Is he just gonna ground and pound him out, bro? Like, the thing that I like is I like taking subs against guys that are actually like have heart and do some durability, because they're not going to go out easy. And then it's like, you got to sink something in if they're not going.
So I think that Jeremy Stevens is going to be given a lot of opportunities in that case. Move fighter. We saw it last week with Anthony Smith. He took a fuck ton of damage, bro. So I think that, it's going to take a lot of ground and pound for him to stop him. And that's always the risk you take, but sometimes it's just that easy, right? Sub comes out there, and that's the easy way, in my opinion, to go out. I think Mason Jones is going to finish him.
I think the key we need to look at on the tape is, like, even these ground and pound wins. Like 2023, he had 2 ground and pound wins. That was both in Cage Warriors. Does he even try to sink something in? Did we just lose him? I think we lost JB. Jake, did we lose him? All right, boys, he's coming back. There we go. I clicked
the wrong button.
Oh, you're good. What I was saying is, like, does he even look for it on tape in some of these ground and pound wins? That's what I want to look at. Those 2
Mason Jones? Dude, he's out of a good BJJ gym. He knows that, dude, like, at the end of the day, he's going up against a legend. Get the sub. Get my guy out of there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. I see that. I think if you want to put Jeremy Stevens away, you got to choke him out. Like, he ain't going out easy, bro. Like,
even methods live, bro. But I feel the sub in my gut, bro. It's like plus 400 for a reason.
I'm down for it, bro. Let's fucking run it.
Yeah, let's go.
I think this is gonna hit the cycle, bro. I feel good about it. Really, I like there's other subs on the card that I'm like slightly like better, but relative to the number, I think this is the best one. I get 4-1 on like the best path to beat this guy. I get 4-1 on that, and he's a BJJ. Like, he has BJJ in his arsenal. It's the most logical path to beat Jeremy Stevens. I think I'm riding it. I think this is going to be leg 1 or 2 of the cycle.
Yep, I think people are going to come back to this and they're going to be shocked.
Yeah, this is a decent comment here, but you got to realize that Moicano, that fight was a long time ago, and Moicano really improved since that fight. Like, he didn't get finishes the same way. How long ago was that? 2017, bro. Like,
yeah, dude. That was way longer.
with finishes.
And we're talking about a way different Jeremy Stevens too. Like, what are we even?
A guy that was locked in on MMA then.
Yeah, he's been boxing.
And, yeah, Muay Thai. That's why you can't just look at that and just
I mean, when was the last time Mason Jones even got a sub?
Let's take a look. Not that long ago. Where'd it go?
I don't see one since the beginning of his career in 2018. So he hasn't gotten one since 2018, and they're giving him
20
plus 350. I think that's pretty tempting.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fitter Drake. This is exactly what I was expecting. Mason Jones is easily the most casual fave play I've ever heard. That's what everyone said about Hamzat by sub. Fucking easy money, you know?
Dude, you have no idea. The more people hate it, the more I like a play. When everyone did that Hamzat play, dude, I was so excited because I had already hit the first 2 legs, and everyone was like, no chance, Robert Whitaker. Even fighters, bro. Fighters were like, there ain't no way Bobby Knuckles goes out on a sub like that. Like, it doesn't happen. And he made it so, bro, like how you get the PTSD from like when you have a submission prop and it's like locked in and they fight out of it or the round ends. I have so much of that stored inside of me that when Bobby Knuckles tapped in like 0.2 seconds, I didn't think it was real. I was like, what happened? Did someone get injured? Did something happen in the fight? Like, I never in my life won a submission that fast. Like, it was a breath of fresh air for me, bro, because I have so much trauma from the submission props.
Let's go.
All right, we're aligned, bro. I will be honest, the KO on the ground scares me, but fuck it. We're riding on the number. Let's run it. Let's move on here. All right, I want to get your opinion here because this could be leg 2 of the cycle, depending on if we're aligned or not. What's your thoughts on this fight?
Yeah, I think Cam's could compete here. I think he's a good boxer. Training at Lobo Gym now, I think, is the big move here, right? You're going from Metro Fight Club, a small gym. When Sal Solis passed away, that gym kind of fell into Adrian Yanez's hands as a coach. A lot of people wound up switching over to different gyms, and Cameron Smotherman, he wound up taking his, shit to Lobo Gym with Diego Lopes, Alexa Grasso, all of them. I think that's going to help him. I think that's going to help him in the grappling. He's still 27 years old. Sidey, you could argue, hasn't even won a UFC fight. I thought Smotherman looked great against Hadley last time. The one worry I got with Smotherman is the chin. I think the grappling will improve. I think Sidey does have some grappling upside, but Smotherman's a small guy. I've stood next to him, and you're going to have to really try to get to his legs because Koos was able to do it, but Koos is a solid grappler training out of Goat Shed. Interesting spot here. I think Cam could edge it out, but I'm not majorly confident in it.
Yeah, I'm on dog by decision here, bro. Again, I don't know that this is going to make my cycle or not, but I do have the same concerns you have in a little bit on the durability side, but I like some of his wins. I think Jake Hadley, like some of the guys that get cut by the UFC, I just completely disagree with, bro. Like Jake Hadley's not a world beater, but like I thought the guy's solid. Like he's not bad. He's put on some exciting fights, some good.
I think it's a lot more behind the scenes things, logistics, stuff like that we don't really see on the surface, if that makes sense.
No, it definitely has to be, bro. I mean, Jake Hadley went the distance with Durden and Charles Johnson, and they were like decently competitive fights, like fun, entertaining fights for the most part.
The one thing I'll say is, Surrey City got at least some power behind his shots. Yeah. Jake Hadley couldn't fucking bust a fucking grape. At the end of the day, he didn't try to offensively wrestle there, and that's the way you beat Cameron. You catch him or you put him on his back.
Yeah, fair enough. We won't spend too much time on this one. I am eyeing up a decision play here, but honestly, I don't know if it's going to make the cycle. We shall see.
Yeah, I don't hate it, bro. The number's solid.
Yeah. All right, up next, Montel Jackson, probably the hardest hitting bantamweight, bro. Nasty straight hand.
When he hits people, they don't fucking move.
They don't. They really don't. Daniel Marcos has kind of made a career out of just fucking gaming it, bro. Just doing what he needs to do to win fights, sticking and moving. Good striker on the feet. The question is, has he met his match here? Is he going to lose his 0? What do you think? He's favored to lose.
I think Daniel Marcos, he should be favored to lose, but I think Daniel Marcos could compete here, bro. I think he could land the calf kick, stay on the outside, avoid big shots at Johnson. Blackshear is just kind of a weird fighter to me, but at the end of the day, Jackson, you gotta fucking be aware of that one punch knockout power. It's completely there. It's definitely scary. The finishing upside, in my opinion, is on the Montel side. Can Marcos hurt him? Yeah, it's definitely possible, but I think there's live finishes on the Montel side. But end of the day, I just think this is a dog or pass for me. I think that Marcos has not shown me anything in the octagon where I think he should be this big of an underdog versus a guy that's somewhat proven but kind of inactive in my opinion. And Giannis is a solid fighter, dude. At the end of the day, say what you want. Marcos kept it very competitive with him, and I'm not sure I'm going to be betting here. I think the athleticism, physicality, some of the reach advantage, I think grappling upside lays on the Montel side. So I think he winds up winning this fight, but I'm weary about it.
Fair enough. He does have – I was looking at Montel decision here. He might get outstruck, but I think he can have the bigger moments and maybe win on the scorecard. What is that number right now? Let's take a look.
I could see that. Marco starts shelling up because of the power. He knows, I just got to get out of here with a win, without losing, without getting knocked out. I think this could be very split decision type.
Yeah, it's actually the most likely outcome. It's plus 135.
Yeah, that makes sense. Marco's, on face value, is he ever even being dropped? But in a bad spot, the
hard part, the hard part to swallow, it's I'm getting plus 135 on the scorecards against a guy that's 17-0. The number just feels shitty.
Terrible.
Yeah, that's
terrible, bro. If you think it really hits, then it's good. But he can knock out Marcos. Marcos could win the decision.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, and that's why I think I'm going to stay away from it.
The thing with decision props, you need a fighter that is going to win, or you have a very good confidence that is going to win, but you think their opponent is not good enough to win, but survive. That's what you need.
I always say you need the more skilled guy against the historically durable guy. That's the formula we always do. And the question is, what's the best fight for that on this whole card? Because I am struggling on the decision leg. So chat, what's the answer to that? Let me know in the chat right now. Which fight gives us a very skilled fighter versus a historically durable fighter? Let us know in the comments. Let's move on to the battle of the old men. Santiago Ponzinibbio versus D-Rod, both 38 years old, both near the end. This is the best matchmaking I've ever seen, bro. Identical age, identical size, reach, everything. Really good matchmaking, honestly. I'm going back and forth on this fight a little bit. I'm interested to hear what you think.
Oh, this is just greasy for me, dude. This is just greasy. I think either guy is liable to get finished. This is going to be a decision, though, in my eyes. Unless one guy is way more washed than the other.
Yeah.
I think this is just going to
what I was considered playing is both fighters round 3 KO. I think that there's a world where one guy can be down 2-0. And then, dude, Ponzinibbio, look at the Kevin Holland fight, finished in round 3. Look at the Alex Morono fight, finishes Alex Morono in round 3. A lot of shit happens in round 3 in the Ponzinibbio fights. And in this fight, I think it's going to be feeling each other out early. And maybe someone's hurt or tired in round 3. In my gut, I feel like there's going to be a round 3 finish. That's the only thing that stopped me from the decision play on this fight.
How crazy of a rant can I go on, or will I get what are we allowed? Can I just go off? Am I allowed to respond to these comments in the chat?
Do your thing. Don't get me kicked off YouTube.
Okay. I was gonna say, it's all good. Dog, we're good. Don't even sweat it.
I didn't even see what happened.
We got these guys that are talking about the Jews, and at the end of the day, the way I think about it is, your boy Bryce Mitchell got choked the fuck out. Your boy Kanye sucked off his cousin, and you're done. You're done. That's all I gotta say.
Let the people talk. We call that peasants, bro. Peasants love to talk. So people hate when I call people peasants, but if you're offended, that means you're a peasant. That's the thing. If you're not offended, you're not a peasant. So we got some support in the chat for you. All right. What's the final answer here, bro? Gun to your head, either Ponzinibbio or D-Rod.
Man, I can't get the Morono fights out of my head, bro. Both of these guys are god awful, bro. I like D-Rod because he's got some cool fucking tattoos, bro.
D-Rod round 3, 16-1. Ponzi round 3, 12-1. It's just the round, not by a specific outcome. Do you think Ponzinibbio will grapple in this fight?
It's possible. He took down Salikov a couple times. We've seen D-Rod grappled by Neil Magny, but I don't think he's gonna, honestly. He's usually a guy that wants to keep fights on the feet, generally likes to play it out there, but I could see him mixing in. I don't think he has much success with it, you know?
Yeah, I'm torn here, bro. Tough fight to predict.
This screams pass to me, dude.
Yeah. I'll pass officially on my card, but I usually don't pass unofficially.
Okay, I'll go D-Rod.
Yeah. I think I'm with you, bro. I'm struggling though.
It's such a hard fight.
Yeah. Hold on, I gotta look at one thing here at D-Rod's resume. Fuck. I mean, I don't really hold anything against him in that Ian Gary fight. I think the Neil Magny fight is not a great look. Getting finished in round 3. Kelvin Gastelum, that's fine. The one thing I will say is he beat Moreno split decision. Moreno was like short noticed, I think, like having a lot of success against Ponzinibbio, and then he just got caught in round 3.
That shit was bad, bro. That was a bad look for Ponzinibbio.
That's the one thing that makes me hesitate. If you're backing Ponzinibbio, that's the one fight where I'm like, I don't like his performance there. Like, it was a very lackluster performance. And it's like, how is he going to keep getting lucky? Like, Carlson Harris almost put him away in round 1 last fight. I think there's some value on D-Rod as a finisher in that fight. So we'll see, but it's a tough fight to predict. Let's go to this one. Dude, I don't know about you, but the whole world is calling upset here. Rainer De Ritter against Bo Nickal. I don't know if it's like wishful thinking for people, but I think this could be the buy low spot of the century on Bo Nickal. Like, this dude's like minus 8,000 every fucking fight. Now he faces a grappler who's like new to the UFC. I know he's dangerous. I know has belts in other promotions, but like, did we ever think we would get Bo Nickal at a 3-1 favorite this early? You know what I mean? Like, obviously he's fighting top 5, top 10. That's different. But like, did you expect to get Bo Nickal at this price this early on? Because I thought he was going to consistently be over minus 1,000 until he enters like the top 10 or 15.
It's just his biggest step up in competition at the end of the day. Like,
Sure.
I think he's going to knock this guy the fuck out, bro. I think Rainer De Ritter
On the
has
feet,
something.
bro?
What's up?
On the feet or like ground and pound?
I think he's going to knock him out on the feet, bro.
Yeah.
Rainer De Ritter's hittable, very hittable. We're talking about blue chip athlete compared to I know Gerald Mearshardt's good, bro, but at the end of the day, dude was getting pieced up. His striking is effective, but it's awkward. And yeah, we got all the people wanting to fade me in the chat. I'm feeling good about it, bro. Feeling solid.
No, I'm struggling, bro. I like Bo in the fight, period, right? Like, I would back him.
Okay.
I don't think his money line's expensive, but I'm just, you know me, I'm always looking for an outcome. I also think he's going to have the far better cardio. And, like, this is another fight where I'm looking at that round 3, bro. Like, I really am. I think go look at the tape on De Ritter and GM3. Yeah. Both guys were fatigued badly in round 3. But, I mean, if the only thing I hate is, like, is Bo Nickal's team constantly just going to match him up against grapplers so his striking just gets better? Like, I feel like they're literally just doing this, rinse and repeat, right? So Bo can just strike for 3 rounds so he can keep getting, like, experience in the octagon, like, strike it, because you can't simulate that even in sparring or practice. So it's like, I feel like they just keep doing this, rinse and repeat. Paul Craig, now De Ritter. And it's like, if Bo Nickal doesn't give a shit what the fans or people think, he's literally just going to kickbox for 15 minutes here. You know, and that's what scares me. I want him to fucking take Rainer De Ritter down and show, like, hey, I don't care how dangerous guys are. I'm going to fucking – that's how you're going to gain fans, bro. That's
a pretty bad idea, though. That's how you're going to lose a fight.
Is it scarier to take De Ritter down or Paul Craig?
I think both guys, you know, like, just got to be careful. He could put De Ritter on his back, but end of the day, you know.
I think it's scarier to put Paul Craig on his back. But I think it's in general scarier to grapple with De Ritter, if that makes sense. But like Paul Craig off his back is just fucking dangerous.
Facts.
So
he just didn't try.
And dude, the other thing I was like, maybe if Bo fatigues him, maybe he gets his back, bro, late in the fight. Day Ritter's never been subbed, which is why the sub prop pays so much. Like, I don't think Bo Nickal by sub has ever been this high or even close. What was the sub against Cody Brundage? Probably like 2-1, maybe less. I can't remember, but right now
I remember I got a good number on Contender Series. Is like
I
very
remember
first.
I hit the KO in the round 1 KO against who's a little short stock.
Borrego.
Who?
Might have been Borrego, or was it Val?
No, Val. Yeah, I hit the round 1 KO. That was like 6-1. I hammered that, bro. I just had the craziest feeling on that one. Oh God, guillotine attempt. Oh no, I think we're good. Is this round 3 or round 2? My parlay's live, so I'm sweating it. Final answer.
Williams right now, right?
Yeah. No, I have. I have the favorite. Williams like plus 275. I think he's down though. I haven't watched too much, but final answer: Bo Nickal money line as a parlay piece. Bo Nickal round 3 is a sprinkle, and I think you got to go. I just hate to go ITD and get burned by his fucking 15-minute kickboxing.
Then pass, bro. You're good. The way I see it in your head right now is this is a Bo Nickal money line or pass spot for you, or maybe
Bo Nickal round 3 is plus 750. I mean, that's terrible. It's like it's not even into me.
Yeah, I mean, dude, he did show up against GM3 in round 3, and that was GM3's, best round, right?
Yeah. If RDR tries to choke him out and gets put in a bad position, then it's like, now what? Like, what's the outcome of that? Let's say RDR tries to guillotine him or something, and he's on his back. It's like, that's the thing we got to look at, because I do think he's going to be aggressive. And he said he's going to make this an MMA fight. He's not going to do what Paul Craig did and be content to just strike with him. Which makes me think a finish can come, like more likely than that Paul Craig fight was. So we'll have to revisit it. Let's move on to the main event. I was waiting for the transition slide. Come on, Jake. Jake's feeding the baby right now.
I fumbled that one. My bad, Matty. I could not find it.
You left me hanging, bro. You left me hanging. All right, main event. The Sandman, Corey Sandhagen. Is he really minus 520 now? Unbelievable. Versus Davison Figueiredo. Did you see those pictures of Figgy? And then apparently they weren't like recent, or they were like bad lighting or something. But the dude looks to be in great shape now all of a sudden. You see all that on social media?
Yeah, I mean, dude, at the end of the day, it's all hearsay. I look at these things very, you could go either way. So I try not to handicap it too much. But yeah, I did see, I think, he's going to show up to this fight in shape. He's good, unless he's not taking it seriously, but he doesn't seem like that. He's a competitor.
Sure. He's definitely in shape. So my original read, Corey by decision, right? Sounds free, sounds obvious. I'll tell you what, bro. He's got some nice knees and elbows and some tricky shit. I can see him opening up something. What fight was that where he did that and he was coasting to a decision, but they stopped it? I think it was the 4th round.
Song Yadong?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can see a world where he's so tricky, bro, and crafty, and like I can see him catching Davison with something where it doesn't really hurt him that badly, but it's like something's gonna open up, like a cut on the eye, or that's crazy to like root for something like that, but I'm telling you, that's just how I see the fight going. I think he's gonna land a knee or an elbow and cut up Figgy, and then it's a long 25-minute fight where you have, if you're sweating that decision, you're literally sweating for Figgy to survive the grappling, the KO shots, but then you're also trying to survive the doctor coming in and stopping it. And I have the weirdest feeling. I kind of want to play Corey 3-4-5, bro. It's been a long time since I've sprinkled a 3-4-5 in a main event, and I can see that here. What are your thoughts?
I think we're going to look back and say this was easy money, bro. I think Corey's going to win a 50-45, 49-46 kind of decision.
Really?
I think he's going to compete early, bro. I think he's a good fighter. I just think that Corey's going to be able to use the feints, keep safe here. Maybe he lands big shots at certain points, but it's going to have to be a big knee, a big spinning back kick.
Yeah.
Is he really going to catch that here? And yeah, he got the cut stoppage, but honestly, I think that's probably factored into the line. So we've seen Figgy at 135. He's got solid durability. Is the power there? No, but durability solid versus a guy who's basically a point fighter.
You could argue the power's there, though. He knocked down Cheeto, right?
Yep. Who? Figgy?
Or was it Cheeto?
Figgy knocked down Cheeto. I don't think Corey knocked him down.
Okay. You were talking about Corey. That's who I was talking about. Was Figgy. I didn't realize you were talking about Corey. I thought you were talking about Figgy. But I was saying you could argue that Figgy has all the power needed at this weight class, bro. Like, I was very impressed by his fight against Cheeto. I was so confident on Cheeto in that fight, and I was dead wrong. Dead wrong. And Cheeto has burned me so many times, bro. But he's also made me a fortune on some of the – I had the round 4 against Dominic Cruz. I've had some nice wins on Cheeto.
Holy shit.
Just doesn't
Thunder, bro. You hear that shit?
Yeah.
That means we're going to cash, bro.
Oh, let's go. But long story short, Cheeto's burned me a lot. I was wrong on Figgy's last fight. I feel like I'm very bad at betting Figgy fights. I was opposite when Moreno won, and I was opposite when Figgy won. So I'm bad at fucking Figgy fights. But I'm telling you, in my head, I see Corey getting a late finish here, like 3, 4, 5. But if you guys want the decision, go ahead and play it. The number's not great. It's a 25-minute sweat. He's the better all-around fighter, no doubt about it, in his prime. I can't fault you for taking it. All I'm saying is, what are you going to get? Minus 140 to sweat for 25 minutes? If you really want to do that, go for it. Who fucking won this fight, bro? Oh, God.
I'm going to go inside so I don't die here, bro. I'll be right back.
Go ahead. Split decision. Yes! Let's go! Let's go, boys and girls.
I'm reacting live with you. Let's go.
Bro, I've won 2 split decisions now in the PFL. This never happens to me in the UFC. Hold on, let me check out my ticket real quick.
I never fucking seen the fucking Thunder come back. That shit came out of nowhere.
I won 2 split decisions tonight, bro. I'm on a heater.
Let's go. Let's keep it going right into the weekend, bro.
I want to make sure I didn't miss something. Hold on, Jake. I'm gonna put this ticket in the chat and Telegram, Jake. If you can throw it up there. That way, I'm. Hopefully, I didn't miss something, bro. I don't think so. All right, I'm putting this in Telegram. You guys can throw it up there, Jake. There it is.
Yeah, I think Figgy's durable enough, though, bro. Honestly, maybe in a couple years when he's really past the prime, I could see it. But Corey's just not really a knockout puncher to me. The more and more I film it, the more I just see this being he gets it done. I think he's gonna win, and I think Figgy's good enough to survive, bro.
What do you think about this slip, cuz? A minus 185 favorite to take it home. What could possibly go wrong?
Let's go, bro. It's gonna hit.
Is it hidden? So the top and bottom are void because of the fight dropout or cancellation. What's the chat just said? Yeah, pop up. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Yeah. So I need one minus 180 favorite to bring home. What's that going to pay though? Because 2 legs were voided. What do we got here? A minus 400, a minus 110, and a minus 185. What's that going to be, like plus 350 or something? That sucks. Let me take a look.
That's the worst, bro. The worst is when you play like a 2-leg money line parlay, and then the one guy gets put out, so you're just stuck with like a minus 500.
I hate void legs, bro. Hold on, let me see what this is. So the bet is 1,000. Leg 1 minus 400. Leg 2 minus 185. Leg 3 minus 110. Oh my God, 2,700 profit. So 1,000 to win 3,700 total payout. What a joke, bro. I'll take it. I need the win. I've been so bad in basketball. It's been disgusting. It's been so fucking bad, bro. I hope you don't bet NBA. It's like the worst shit to ever bet on.
Definitely not, bro. Definitely not.
Final answer. What you got on this? Final answer.
Corey Sandhagen's going to win a 49-46, 48-47 type decision, maybe even 50-45.
Fair enough. Round 3, 4, 5, they're all around 13 to 15 to 1. I kind of like the TKO though. I think I would go riskier, like a round 3, 4, 5 KO prop. I just don't see
KO, bro. The number is so good. You're gonna be killing yourself if you fucking just them in the first round.
Plus 400. What do you
Yeah,
get?
that's what it is. That's all it is.
That's in Florida plus 400.
Okay.
I was just looking at
dude,
it. Like I can literally think of it this
I would
way.
say play the KO and then play the 3-4-5 if that's the way you're going. Personally, I think Corey's gonna win the decision.
Fair. Yeah, round 3, 4, 5 KO props are in the 20-1 range per round, depending on the book.
Yeah. Can I give my cycle, dude, before we head out?
Please, bro. Do you have a slip by chance or no?
I haven't bet it yet. I'm going to bet it right after this show.
Fair
I'm
enough.
going with Corey Sandhagen decision, Azamat Bekoev by KO, and I'm going to take Mason Jones to get the sub. It
Corey
pays 26-15, bro.
Corey decision, like 2.
Azamat Bekoev KO/TKO.
Okay.
And Mason Jones by submission. 150 wins $4,000.
What's the odds?
Plus 26-15.
There it is. If you guys want to tail that, I put it in the chat. Make sure that's right. I don't know why I didn't space
How
out.
does it miss?
Well, that looks terrible, but the spacing, I don't know what the fuck happened. But
There's so many to pick this week, bro. There's so many like sub legs, and it's just a hard week for props, bro. But I feel confident these could hit.
I like that. Obviously, the Corey decision scares me. If you had to swap out the Corey decision, what's your second favorite decision on the card?
Ooh, good question, bro.
Because this could be very close to my official cycle, what you have here. Right. I'm definitely going Jones sub as a leg. I was this close to Bekoev KO. Maybe I'll get there. I'm just going to be between that and 1 or 2 other KOs. And then the decision one's, I think, the tough one on this card, bro.
I'm looking, dude. I'm looking. I would say if I had to pick one more, this is, dude. I can't even pick one. It's so hard. Maybe Smotherman, but
yeah, I'm there too, right there with you. But he scares me too, bro.
I think he scares me a lot more than
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Jillian decision keeps growing on me, but the number just fucking it's so tough, bro. I just fuck. I wish it was like plus 160, like 110. I think it was. It's just gross.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying for sure.
Especially like hers, she's a finisher. Yeah, plus 110. It just makes me want to throw up, bro. I can't get there on it. Misha Tate.
The reason that's that number is because that Marina hasn't been finished, but she's not fighting Jillian, you know.
I know, but I tell people, I'm like, I love the historically durable fighters against the skilled fighters, but Jillian's like not the most.
She's been KO'd before though, Marina. So is she really? Or is she just fighting the right people?
Yeah, but that's Amanda Lemos in round 3. You know.
Yeah, Dern's a bit of a head case, and she had her in some trouble, but she just does dumb stuff sometimes. You know, Jillian, she doesn't give any space, and I think she could just overwhelm her late. I think round 3 decision, but you do the cycle, so it's kind of hard to do, right? You can't really play round 3.
Round 2, Jillian gets a lot of finishes in too, so it's just scary. Yeah, I'm gonna take the night on this one.
I bet the craziest shit in PFL. This is the stupidest bet ever. I took Rob Wilkinson by sub.
What is it?
I took Rob Wilkinson by sub plus 2,200. It's the dumbest bet ever. It's never gonna hit. But he's got 7 subs. He just got his BJJ brown belt. Don't play this bet. This is the worst bet ever. But if I didn't give it out, I'd be lying to you.
All right, boys and girls, that's the show. JB, if you want to shout out any of your channels, shows, go ahead and do your thing, bro.
Right now, I'm shouting out Parlay Madness. In 20 minutes, I'm supposed to be going on with my guy, James, Lucrative MMA. He's been on a heater. I'm up, 18 units in the past 3 weeks. We've been doing good. Lord willing, we're going to keep it going. And I'm excited. I think this cycle that I built has a chance to cash. I think maybe we're close. You're a little nervous on the Corey decision. So maybe I'll look into what leg you could replace that with, and I'll hit you up in the DMs, bro.
The last thing I'll say, Corey's pushing for that title fight. It's a big difference whether he gets a sick finish versus the fans booing him to a decision. That's the other thing that's in the back of my head,
Big facts, bro. That's a fact, man.
So, all right, bro. I appreciate you joining the
Can't
show.
wait.
Guys, go drop him a follow when you can.
Please.
Good luck this weekend, bro.
You too, bro. I can't wait to see what you cook up.
Yes, sir.